welcome to another edition of Big Sky Live. I'm Tara Brower, and I'd like to introduce you to my guest co-host, Brandon Piani.
Thank you, Tara. It's a pleasure to be here. I'd just like to say that now I'm sitting behind this desk, I am more than just a man. I'm an anchor man. Anyway, throughout our show today, the Big Sky journalism crew will hopefully show you a little bit about what it's like to be in high school.
Today we have an overview of what went on during Big Sky's annual Diversity Week. We also have a little bit about our own journalism class to show our viewers insight on one of Big Sky's best classes.
We also have a double dose of the Wittenberg Factor today. Along with it is a live interview with Tyler Wittenberg himself. We're also going to show you some of the bizarre and not so bizarre events of actions of high schoolers at Big Sky. Also, an in-depth look at the FFA fundraiser that took place just last week.
And to top it all off, the journalism boys have put together a silent short film about a very bad day. However, for right now, we're going to go to Brandon, who found some students' perspectives on the events that were happening at Big Sky on Diversity Week.
Let's see where I go with this. I'm Big Sky Live reporter Brandon Piani. I just left the assembly in the gym, assembly with the entire school, an assembly to kick off a week here. A week that is special to Big Sky, a week that only Big Sky does, a week that works to tear down the walls of prejudice and cast aside the shackles of oppression, a week known as Diversity Week.
It's a curious condition. It ain't a fallacy, it ain't superstition. You live your life like you're some kind of actor, but the scenario you cannot manufacture. We're gonna need some action. We're gonna need some action soon. Trapped in a world.
Diversity Week is basically just a week to get the Big Sky students thinking and kind of seeing the different diversity that we have here at Big Sky High School.
How's this for diverse?
An extraordinary amount of work is put into making Diversity Week happen.
Before we even start doing any kind of work with Diversity Week, we try to get to know each other in the Respect Club, where we have workshops and just try to get to know each other. And then we really start brainstorming of like different presentation, different groups we want to have for the week. And then from there we usually just make phone calls and kind of get everything ready.
Fittingly, there are many diverse opinions about Diversity Week.
This is definitely a great week for students to stand out and say who they are and what they like about the group that they belong to.
To be honest, I really don't care about Diversity Week. It's just assembly, and every once in a while I get out of class. It really doesn't make a difference to me. I really don't give a
Used car. I think we should have a diversity month instead of a week, because there's just so much to learn.
There have been so many situations today where you can kind of observe the people while they watch the presentations, and it's kind of, they're seeing things in a whole new light.
The thing I don't really like is the way that the teachers and all the staff don't allow you to actually go to any of the presentations or anything. It's kind of a waste of our time and a reason to put it on.
Respect Club throws together Diversity Week in a tremendously minuscule amount of time.
Every year we tell ourselves we're going to start early, we're going to start like in December or November so we can get everything set. But like every year, we usually put it off until January, so we only have like about a month or month and a half to set everything and get everything ready.
So, in conclusion, Diversity Week is a wonderful thing for the students and the teachers alike. This is Brandon Piani, reporting to you from up in a tree. You take it easy, Big Sky. It's a Wow, that handsome devil did a ravishing job. Our next segment is about our very own journalism class that makes and produces this very show. This is my first year being in broadcasting journalism, and I must say it's been a smashing time. I mean, sure, there's been a lot of work with meeting deadlines and stuff like that, but I really feel I've learned a ton and made a lot of progress, considering I'm anchoring. So this next segment offers both the pros and cons of being involved in a program that requires a lot of dedication and a fair amount of stress. So let's go to Brittany.
I'm sure you're all very familiar with Big Sky Live, but today I'm going to take you behind the scenes where you can see how the show really happens. Many of Big Sky's journalism kids love being in the class. Here's what some of them have to say about it.
What makes this class hard or frustrating is when the computer freezes or you don't get your segment done on time, when you're down at MCAT and everything's just not working.
One thing I've learned well in this class is that you use your people skills, and if you don't use your people skills, you won't usually get much done. And I've also learned how to use cameras and computers and how to edit, and many things you should learn in this class. You should join it.
I think my favorite part about being in this class is just the kids and the environment. Everybody is just really relaxed and having a good time. There's just like, it's so fun. Everybody, like, it's just great.
Boy, I know you want it. While I turn around you, watch me check up on it. Boy, you watching me shake it, see it in your face. Can't take it, it's blazing. Watch me in amazement. You can look at it as long as you don't grab it. If you don't go bragging, I'm gonna let you have it.
But it ain't my fault, it ain't my fault. Breaking eyeballs, my insides crawl, and I clam up.
Check it out, I drive these girls crazy. I do it on the daily. They treat me really nicely. They buy me all these ices. Dolce and Gabbana, Fendi and Bandana. Karen, they be sharing all the money. Got me wearing fly. Gilbert, I am.
Thank you, I'm Bright East here at Big Sky High.
Next, we have yet another Wittenberg factor. This is number 12 for Tyler, and it seems he's still going strong.
Our class, and I feel most of Big Sky, is taking quite the shine to the Wittenberg factor. So today we have not one, but two factors for you.
Not only are his segments entertaining, to say the least, but Tyler is an amazingly interesting junior at our school.
So right after his show, we'll have a live interview with Tyler Wittenberg, the creator of the factor himself.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Wittenberg Factor, here in our spin-tight studio. It seems the popular thing to do these days is make American soldiers look satanic. A smash film has been released in Turkey that does just that. 2 other films are due out later this year, and we've got the exclusive previews. Here's the one for Sherp Durka Jihad. So, Iran is a growing problem. They're in the process of building nuclear weapons, and we don't know what to do about it. So I decided to start interviewing Hollywood celebrities about them. So tonight, we have Patrick Stewart and Gene Hackman on. Let's start with Patrick Stewart. Mr. Stewart, welcome to the show.
This really isn't the time.
I'm sorry, I'll make this quick. So what do you think about America's stance with the Middle East?
We've made too many compromises already. Too many retreats.
I agree. So do you think we should just let Iran build their nukes?
No! No!
So then what you're saying is we should go to war with them.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
But some people think the recent Iraq war was about oil, while others think it's about Bush's revenge.
This is not about revenge. This is about saving the future of humanity.
But don't you think we should only use war as a last resort?
You coward.
Don't call me a coward, Mr. Stewart. I beat up this big brawny guy on the Brooklyn Bridge today.
Get off my bridge.
Make me! Mr. Stewart, I've got one more question for you. Let's say you're the president. What are you going to do about Iran?
I will make them pay for what they've done.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Mr. Hackman, your thoughts. Should we launch a preemptive strike and drop the bomb on Iran?
Yes. By all means, sir. Drop that
used car.
Twice.
Are you sure that's a wise decision?
I've made a decision.
Used car.
All right, fine. Cut him off. Mr. Stewart, do you have anything else to say?
Get out!
Screw you both! In further news, everyone has been talking about Dick Cheney's little shooting he had in Texas, where it took him 20 hours to report it. I love it when these type of things happen. It really brings out how liberal the media is. Now don't get me wrong. Cheney was wrong for what he did, but I chuckle at the theory that Karl Rove told Cheney to shoot the guy to take the heat off of W. Let me ask you something. Whether you like Cheney or not, does he really look like he's anyone's bitch? And if it was planned, then why did it take 20 hours to report? You'd think if it was planned, he would have done it in the Senate chamber. This incident sort of reminds me of the Chappaquiddick thing with Ted Kennedy. Oh, wait, I forgot. Cheney actually helped after injuring his friend, whereas Teddy swam away. That's all the time we have for this edition of the Wittenberg Factor. I'm Tyler Wittenberg, and the spin is that away or that away, whichever one you choose, but it sure ain't here.
Oh boy.
Thanks for cueing us. We're back here with Tyler Wittenberg himself. We're going to ask him a few questions.
First, before we do that, though, I just want to ask, can I say hi to my mailman?
That's fine with me.
Hi, mailman! You're there, not there. There. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say that your show is obviously, a pretty hilarious compilation of political satire. So the question comes to mind, what side of the political tracks are you on?
Well, it's interesting you would put it that way because I am exactly on the tracks. See, so if there's a train coming from the left or coming from the right, I get hit, I get screwed because I am a radical moderate.
Well, what was the inspiration behind starting the Wittenberg Factor?
Well, a lot of times politicians just make me angry, Democrats, Republicans, all of them. I don't like any of them. And all the news shows, you either have Bill O'Reilly, who's basically a Bush bot, or you have, you got Jon Stewart, he's a real liberal. I just wanted someone who
He's funny, though.
He is funny, but he is liberal. I just wanted somebody who hates everyone. I think that makes for a better show.
I think I agree.
Well, thank you, Tyler.
Thank you.
Let's go to his second Wittenberg Factor.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Wittenberg Factor, here in our spin-tight studio. When President Bush ran for office in 2000, he said he would be a uniter, not a divider. For 5 years, he's been nothing but a divider. But he's finally managed to become a uniter. Yes, that's right, he's united everybody against him. Last week, the president announced his plans to let a company from the United Arab Emirates control 6 ports in the United States. These ports all have one thing in common. All 6 of them import nuclear reactors. Do we really want Arabs in control of such sensitive areas of the U.S.? I know what you're going to say. That's racist. Well, you know what? Maybe when they quit blowing stuff up, I'll lay off. Until then, I wouldn't want any Arabs running a lemonade stand, much less something that can be used as a devastating weapon. Now, I know what you're going to say. The UAE is full of good people. They're our allies. Need I point out that 2 of the 9/11 hijackers were from this happy fun land? Now I'd like to welcome to the program fellow political commentator Rush Limbaugh. Welcome to the show, Mr. Limbaugh.
My friends, it's great to be here.
I'm glad. So, Mr. Limbaugh, what do you think of what's being called Portgate?
Frankly, Tyler, it worries me.
It does?
Yes, it worries me that people aren't supporting George W. Bush.
Good Lord!
Everyone needs to support our president. He's what makes America great. If you don't want to kiss his feet, you are a communist retard.
Okay, enough about Bush. Anything interesting to talk about?
Did you know I'm releasing an album of classical music?
No, actually I didn't.
It's called Patriotism in the Heartland. Want to hear my rendition of the national anthem? It's the first track.
Okay.
Bush, 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 Bush. Bush, 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 Bush,
Get this freaking Bush bot off my show!
Bush, Bush.
In his State of the Union address, President Bush mentioned that the United States is addicted to oil.
That was, without a doubt, the greatest speech in American history.
Shut up! Montana Governor Brian Schweitzer went on 60 Minutes on Sunday to talk about his alternative energy plan. Since the Wittenberg Factor has about twice as many fans, I thought I'd have Governor Schweitzer on this show to talk about it. Welcome to the show, Mr. Governor.
I'm the governor. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yes, we all know that. So please, tell our viewers about your plan.
Well, we can end our addiction to oil by tapping our coal resources and making fuel from that. We can then sell the ensuing carbon dioxide to the oil companies for them to use. Do the math.
That sounds like a great plan.
I'm a visionary. Darn.
Yeah, but you're not known for getting things done. Like your big plan to help teachers with their tuition if they stayed in Montana after they went to college. You haven't tried to get that through yet, have you?
Education? What's that? I like guns.
In fact, you haven't done much except struggle to open a champagne bottle and tear down the Milltown Dam.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this dam. Darn.
Mr. Schweitzer, you know what? You have some great ideas. If you just get off your ass and do something about them, you'd be a great governor.
My fuel thing won't go through, though. There's too many environmentalists. Do the math.
I know, but you can at least try.
Governor's chair goes round and round, round and round, round and round. Governor's chair goes round and... What do these ass cheek prints do to my window?
All right, thanks for being on the show, Mr. Governor. My friends, that's all the time we have for this edition of the Wittenberg Factor. I'm Tyler Wittenberg, and the spin is that away.
Thank you, Tyler. Those were great, as usual. Next, we're going to Megan, who took a journey through Big Sky's halls to see how high school students actually act. This segment shows the diversity of Big Sky students, and I think it also accurately portrays the fun side of Big Sky. So let's go and see what Megan found.
High school body language. Mysterious, yet intriguing. Some may even call it chaotic. Join us on a safari through the halls of Big Sky High. Taking a closer look, there are numerous different methods a specimen uses to prowl his territory. For instance, the geek, the courteous, the confident, the jock, just in a hurry. Observe the different techniques of finding a mate. Notice how this predator stalks his prey, and then quickly moves on to other potential mates. Some find security in herds, while some take the more aggressive approach. While some are still searching. Usually the male is the alpha, but in this case you can see the female obviously takes the upper hand. Here are some other observations of body language. Some would rather blend into their environment, while others try to stand out by a stunning display of coordination. It often appears that some are confused or lost. Here's a female devouring her freshly retrieved carcass and fending off scavengers.
Just confess your girl admits that we the shit. F-R-E-S-H, we fresh. G-E-F, that's right, we definitely.
We've also noticed that high school students use various means of communication, such as sign language. Or the cellular telephone. The infamous tap game. Some specimens use teamwork to fend off enemies.
Check this out right here. Do wanna hate on us. Do need to ease on up.
Thank you for joining us on our adventure through the halls of Big Sky High.
Thanks, guys. That was great.
Next, don't be angry. We're going to take a very quick commercial break.
With yet again Brandon.
Thank you.
And Tyler.
Oh, don't worry. We get rid of the problem. We put fear into their hearts.
Where'd your bloody are you?
No infestation is too tricky. Nobody does it better. So what are you waiting for? Call us now.
Last week was the center of some pretty special activities. One being a very successful diversity week.
But the other was a wonderful fundraiser that helped a special Big Sky graduate, Heather Henderson, who was recently diagnosed with liver cancer.
The FFA really stepped up and did their part to help Heather and her family.
Rhonda and Katie went in depth to inform our viewers about this fundraiser.
Missoula's FFA has raised $180 for Heather Henderson. Heather Henderson went to Big Sky 2 years ago. She is now 20 years old and was recently diagnosed with liver cancer.
Heather Henderson is a past Big Sky 4-H and FFA member who is 20 years old and was recently diagnosed with a rare form of malignant liver cancer.
Tabitha Beatty organized this fundraiser to help her out.
I did this fundraiser when Mr. McClure told us about some ranch up north of here somewhere who was doing a fundraiser and they were making tons of money having people come to kiss the pig. So what we did is we picked 3 administrators.
She got Mr. Serba, Mr. Hayden, and Mr. Fortman to help him out. They each had a jar and the students would put money into the jar to pick which one they wanted to kiss a pig.
Okay, well, wait for him. I'll tell you guys what happened. We made...
Take turns.
All right, here we go.
Finally, we would like to end the show with the Journalism Boys silent short film.
I'm sure you're sick of hearing the two of us talk, so let's go to that film about one very bad day. It's a silent film, correct, Tara?
Yeah, and it's really entertaining, it's really funny, so let's go and check it out.
All right.
In my shoes, my toes are busted. My kitchen says my bread is molded. I got a good job at the dollar store. 1 foot in the hole, 1 foot getting deeper with a broken mirror and a blown out speaker. And I ain't got much else to lose. I'm faded, but busted, been jaded, I've been dusted. I know that I've seen better days. 1 foot in the hole, 1 foot getting deeper. Crank it to 11, blow another speaker, and I ain't got much to lose. 'Cause I've seen better days. I've been star of many plays. bus, but I'm in no hurry. Molasses fast, no business born. 1 foot in the hole, 1 foot getting deeper. Crank it to 11, blowing on the speaker end. I ain't got much to lose. I've seen better days. I've been star of many plays. I've seen better days. I've seen better days. I've been star of many plays. I've seen better days. I've seen better days. I know that I've seen better days. I've been the star of so many plays. I walked on the edge with that hobo way. Cause I know that I've seen better days. Not real better. Oh, yeah. Why do I keep running into you? You look like a slack-jawed nincompoop. I guess being tough is the thing to do. Mr. Tough Guy. Maybe you watch too much TV, or you just bought a new rap CD, and now you're out here getting mad at me. Check him out, Mr. Tough Guy.